I'm Matt with HFP, and this is my lowered 3500 HD. Uh, Kind of a neat story behind it. So it started life out as an ambulance just for a local town up in Minnesota. And the tank guy bought it. Yeah, the tank guy. He's got a business in Minnesota where you can pay to drive tanks. He bought it, took the ambulance body off, put the flatbed on it, and he just used it to go run and grab parts. Well, I ended up getting it from him. It's a 96, and it's only got 20,000 miles on it. Just one of those scrolling through Marketplace days. They came across it. Always kind of wanted a 3500 HD, this body style. Always thought they were cool. And I always, wanted to turn one into a big four-wheel drive. Well, I bought it, super low miles. It's super clean. Almost no rust, which is shocking because it came from Minnesota. Well, I got it, and I kind of looked at doing the four-wheel drive thing. And then I got to looking, and nobody's lowered any of these trucks, at least no one that I could find. I scrolled through the old, interweb, and I went through Facebook. I looked at all the old forums. I couldn't find pictures of any of these that had been lowered. I found one guy saying he knew a guy that lowered one. Well, I figured, if there's only one other person out there that's ever done it, and odds are probably not, I'm like, I'm going to lower this bad boy just because it's different. I like the whole commercial look behind it. I like the flatbed on it and the big stainless steel mirrors. Kind of looks like a mini semi truck. And I just thought it's going to look really cool lowered. So here we are. I lowered it 7 inches, front and rear, and I'm going to do bags over leaf springs. So right now I got the whole suspension dropped. I got my leaf springs all in place. I got my rear back mounts done. I'm literally down to just building the front brackets for the airbags. And before I do that, I wanted to at least pull it out and, see if stuff binds on it. And then I need to take it to an alignment shop and at least make sure my front and rear axles are basically in place. I did everything just in my shop with string lines. And I had to completely, and I'll show you here in a sec, I had to completely fabricate the rear leaf spring hangers. And I'm 99.9% sure everything is lined up. Its string line's good, but I am going to have it aligned before I box the inside of the frame and do all my other welding on this thing. So I figured I'd just make a video showing you what it looks like now, and this bad boy should be done here in the next 3 or 4 weeks. What the rear looks like. Leaf springs just sit in their regular position as far as on top of the axle. I took about half the leaf springs out since I'm going to put bags on it as well. You can see my bag brackets. And then right there where my leaf springs hang, I had to lower those about 7 1/4 inches. So I basically cut the top off and then just fabricated some plate onto the bottom so they could bolt into the original position. And as soon as this thing gets aligned, I'll put the bags in and kind of show you what it looks like. Front, you can see I had to flip the axle. So I had to build brackets for the leaf springs to sit underneath the axle. And you can see I got a 1/2 inch bracket sitting on top where I'm going to tie my airbags into. And on the front end, my steering's all done. I just have to figure out how to do a sway bar and a crosslink bar. And then the front end's done. Here's a quick view of the front. I had to do a ton of suspension work. I had to do a different pitman arm. I had to do different pitment links. And I'll get into further detail in this whole suspension once it's done. This is just a quick view of what everything looks like and how I did it. So here's kind of the biggest reason why I decided to go with this truck, this body style, this 3500 HD. I just think that front axle, you know, how wide it sits, it just looks cool. You know, I didn't want to buy a regular 1-ton and just do spacers. You know, this is how that axle originally sits and how wide it is. And, you know, that front end's just massive with that filler plate in it. I just think they look cool. And this one's got the 6.5 diesel in it. You know, she's no powerhouse, but I've had a couple of these. You fix all the little things on them. They're pretty good engines. They have, you know, very little horsepower, but like this truck, dude, the gears that are in it, 250 horsepower. This thing's going to pull anything I need it to pull. There's the interior of it. I mean, it's pretty darn clean. And that's the coolest part about it.